So, Jill, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm so glad to be here.
You are the author of Snap Selling, which was the #1 Amazon sales book, and selling to big companies, right?
That's correct.
So this is Snap Selling.
That's it.
You make
And Jill is my personal sales
guru.
Yeah, I would say guru. Like anytime I have a question about like how should sales be working on this thing, I just said it to her.
It's great. It's very nice of you to do that for him.
Well, the success of the whole company is based on my
Clearly.
conversation.
The whole reason our sales and marketing team has done so well, we owe it all to you. That's great. So I think what we're going to talk today about is selling in this really crazy economy we've been experiencing.
Yes.
My husband's in Fidelity, and like every day I don't know what his mood's going to be when he gets home because it's just going boom, 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 boom. It's crazy.
Yes.
So how is this affecting businesses and salespeople?
It's absolutely crazy right now. I mean, that's the reality of it. Everybody I talk to in the businesses, they're holding on to their cash, they're conserving their cash, they're delaying decisions, they're waiting to see what's going to happen, and they're not sure. And salespeople are going crazy. And if your husband's with Fidelity, the salespeople are going,
it's terrifying.
I'm in there, they're talking to me, and then they suddenly disappear into a black hole, and I don't know what else to do, and nobody's answering the phone, they're understaffed, they're overwhelmed. It's a crazy time.
It is. So, I mean, what should companies, salespeople do? What are the strategies they need to embrace?
Well, let me tell you what I see them doing first,
All right.
okay? Because
Let's
what
talk
they're
about that.
mostly doing right now is not good.
Uh-oh. All right.
Yes, no. What I see over and over again when I deal with sales forces is I see an activity drive. We've got to make more calls, more. Get on the phone, pound the phones, call everybody up. And the truth of the matter is more is not the answer.
All right.
More just gives you more of bad stuff. I mean, you're not doing things right, you're not getting through, you're not talking to any decision makers, so why should you do the same stupid thing over and over again? That's what I see primarily happening. Do more. And it's not working.
So what should they be doing then?
There's so many things that can be done. Honestly, the truth of the matter is what's fascinating right now is when sales and the economy is bad, you really start to see a bifurcation in salespeople. You see some people that take off, there's some real opportunities for success now, and you see a whole other group of people slide down into oblivion. So I mean, there's some real changes going on, but to me, that's the opportunity right now. So a salesperson or a seller entrepreneur who grasps what they can do right now can really fundamentally jump ahead of the crowd, not just now, but really ahead as things go forward.
That's fascinating.
So you want me to be more specific, right?
Yeah, like what exactly does it take to be more successful? Like I need some tips.
He
like
actually
right
wants
now,
to go talk
Okay.
I have the book, I don't know how to
page
read very
42
well.
or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, tell me, where's the part where I sell more stuff?
Okay,
What do I do?
let me just say right now, most sales organizations I work with, the people cannot clearly articulate the business value of their offering. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but so many salespeople are geared up to talk about their stuff. Here's our products, here's our features, our capabilities, our services, and they're all set to blabber on and on about that. Nobody gives a rip anymore. Nobody gives one rip. If they want to find out information, they'll go on their computer, they'll search things out, and they'll call you if they're interested. So a salesperson's role is fundamentally shifted. They can't talk about their sales stuff or their products or services. They really have to focus on business value. So I tell salespeople, number one, be able to clearly articulate your business value. Number one. Number two, think about yourself as a product in and of yourself. You are the product to your customer. And by the way, all the marketing in the world can be wonderful, but when it gets down to me talking to you as a potential customer, it doesn't matter. If I don't resonate with you and if I'm not talking about your business issues and needs, you don't care.
Right.
Regardless of the marketing. So I have to increase my personal effectiveness as a person, and I have to bring value above my product's value. So those are just some of the things. And then provocation, critical in today's business environment. You have to be a provocateur in order to be successful. That sounds weird, doesn't it?
I think we want to talk more about being provocative, but I want Karen to be quiet because it's not the kind of provocative that Karen is thinking.
I was going to say, I like being provocative.
I know one of many things, but so I want to hear from Jill. Talk to us about being provocative.
Well, I think provocative,
because I think what you mean is different than what Karen means.
I hope so, Karen. I really do. What do I mean by provocative? I mean that too many salespeople right now are patsies. I mean, they're nice, helpful salespeople, and they'll contact people and, well, when can I get back to you? Oh, you're not interested now. Should I call you in 3 months? And at their core, they know that their product or service can make a difference. So rather than being a patsy, they need to step up their game. And so if I was calling you, Mike, on the phone, and I'm saying, we have some ideas and we do this, and you say to me, Jill, it's not in the budget, right? That would be a common thing for somebody to say right now in a volatile economy. and I need to not back down. I need to say, Mike, we need to talk. It's not in the budget because you have no idea the implications of your current system and the high costs that you're deriving from the current way you're doing things. Let's set up an appointment right now because it should be in your budget. Now, what would that make you think?
Well, I think right. Maybe there's something else there, or clearly you're very passionate about this, right?
Right.
And so maybe I need to peel back the next layer.
That's right. And the whole goal of being provocative is that you're jolting people out of their status quo because they're trying to brush salespeople off. And if you just go, oh, okay, and let yourself be brushed off, you will be gone. But if you stand in there and hold firm and know the business value, and you can say, no, we do need to talk. This is critical. Your salespeople are losing calls because they're not getting in any doors. That's costing you a ton of money. We need to set up a time to talk. That's what being provocative means.
Nothing to do with sex, Karen.
That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate?
That is unfortunate. I mean, sales guys are, never mind. People are being more provocative on the phone with me, they'll make up more calls.
That's really true. And you'd certainly call them back, right?
Exactly.
Ooh, you're easy. Ooh, I shouldn't say that.
Yes. All right, so I know for us, we're a bit risk averse in this current economy. You want to hold on to your money a little bit. You don't want to throw it out there quite so fast. You're making sure it's a good decision.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you deal with that?
Well, that risk aversion is a huge thing right now, and when the money is tight, people are really concerned about where it's going to be spent, and they're, like I said earlier, they're slowing things down. So, as somebody who is trying to get their business, you have to make it easy for them to do business with you, which means you have to think what makes them nervous. Now, they may be nervous about the size of your company, or how long you've been in business, or the financial situation of your company. If that's the case, you need to bring it up. Mm-hmm. And you need to say, is there anything that would be preventing us from moving ahead? And if they say, well, I'm real concerned about if you can handle doing business with a company our size. Well, if it's on the table, you can talk about it and you can address the issue. Right. But if it's not talked about, it's simmering underground and it's going to explode at the end. So that's one thing you can do. But the other thing you can do really is to make it easier for them to buy by proposing smaller bites. Because the goal of working with a client is to get your foot in the door and get the first order. So say you have a big opportunity for a system that's maybe a technology system, $250,000, but you can sell them a $25,000 assessment right now that'll uncover a lot more problems. Well, get the assessment now, start building the relationship, and then after you're working with them, then work on selling them the next thing. So smaller orders, fewer options too, by the way, because crazy busy people in a down economy, more than one option, and they're overwhelmed.
Don't want to deal with the complexity.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about how people are using the web to search for more information, and the role of the sales representative has changed. Talk about the web in general, and talk about sort of marketing and inbound marketing within that whole process and that whole change.
Well, I honestly think that sales is no longer sufficient. That companies that are not doing something with their online web presence are making a significant, huge error because of how people are buying. And honestly, I don't see enough people paying attention to it. I see websites that look like they were put up in 2004. You can tell it. They're brochures. They have nothing of value. It's all about our stuff. And the reality is customers are searching for business issues. And so we need to have a website that's focused on the problems that they're facing, that draws them in from a search standpoint, and they read it and they go, these people are smart. We need to talk with them. And that's what helps feed the sales organization. Without that, it's just playing too hard for salespeople to get their foot in the door with this volatile economy.
Absolutely. So, final words of wisdom.
Final words? I honestly think, like I said at the beginning, it's a real time of opportunity. And if you throw yourself in and say, I can master this, I can master that. There are ways that you can be successful right now. It just takes a little more work and it takes a lot more thinking. Because to be honest, sales is a thinking person's sport these days. It's a game that you're trying to find the answers to in terms of what makes you more effective.
Smarter selling.
Smarter selling, exactly.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
You heard it there. Thanks. All right. So